Hi, and welcome to the Delight Knits podcast. This is episode 54. I actually looked it up today, and this is where I like to talk about all that I have been knitting on for it's been 3 weeks since I've last podcasted. So here we are. My hair is very wet, just kind of got some mousse in it to get it curled for this because it was, or not curled, but like wavy and presentable for podcasting and date night tonight. So this is where I like to talk about all that I've been knitting on. It has been 3 weeks, as I just said, since I've last podcasted. I've got 2 finished objects and 3 whips, and just a little bit of acquisitions. I think there's some yarn I purchased maybe in the last week or 2, and then I've also gotten a bag. And I think that's about it. Today is Saturday, July 13th of 2024. And I think, I will try to have everything linked down in the description box below that I talk about, like bags, yarn, patterns, all that kind of stuff. I will also have links to my Instagram and Ravelry. And yeah, I think that's about it now. So we'll go into finished objects. Last time I was working on a pair of socks, and that is this pair of socks. So the yarn, the self-striping yarn, is Desert Vista Dye Works. Let me see if I have the tag still. It does not look like it. Oh, yes, I do. Desert Vista Dye Works National Emo Day. I got this got it off of somebody's D-stash, so I think it's a quite a bit older one. But yeah, that's what this is, Desert Vista Dye Works National Emo Day. And so there's 2 of them right there. And the purple and the pink are both some minis that I had in my stash that I had like played around with new dyes with. And I think they matched perfectly to the speckled stripes here, or variegated stripes. They're not necessarily speckled. And I love these. I knit my socks, so vanilla socks, it's just kind of 64 stitches. These are 2x2 ribbing for 20 rounds, and then I think I did 50 to 60 rounds for the leg. And then I just kind of go for slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and then I go for the foot just based off of, like, I have one of those sock rulers. Do I have it in here? So I have a little sock ruler that I kind of go off of, and I also try it on quite a bit, so to make sure I don't go too far or too little. And that's about it, just a normal toe. I have quite a bit left over. I haven't quite weighed it yet, and I want to weigh it and split it. My next pair may not be matching. Like, these turned out great to actually match up fantastically. Fantastically, is that even? They match up great. Start at the same spot, end at the same spot. So that's always great when you're having self-striping yarn that's not like, you know how mustache yarn does their 2 skeins, 250-gram skeins is 100-gram skein. Well, this one was 1 full skein, so when it happens like this, it's great when you don't have to cut out yarn, of course. So those will be ready to wear now. Got that'll probably be my next cast on. I'm trying to make it to where I don't have big leftovers like this. I think I have a super bright yellow, and if I could do a yellow and a green for like the heels and toes, because you've got that green right in there, and then maybe an orange. There's an orange, but there's also some bits of yellow, like you can see right in there. So a bright yellow or a bright green would also be a fun heel toe cuff option. And they were 10-gram minis, and I've got quite a bit left of each of those. So that'll probably be another pair of socks here soonish. And that was being carried in my String Crazy bag. This is the first bag I got from Debbie. And I know she still carries this style. I love it. It's got the handle. So there's her logo as well. And I'll show more of her bags later. And it's got 2 pockets. It's got the little ring clasp in here you can hook things on, a pen pocket, and then one big pocket. So what is, oh, that's a we went to the farmer's market one day and I had that in there and had a card from somebody. My next, oh, I never did talk about what I'm wearing. I am wearing the V-back tee. I want to say Jenna Hoffman or something like that is who it's by. You'll see it down below. And I did a little bit of different variations. I know I've talked about it. It's out of leftovers from an Advent. I'm wearing it. It's the V-back tee. I'm wearing it with the V in the front because I prefer it that way. But here it is in all of its glory. So, yeah, this is the Arkansas Yarn Crawl sweater that Arkansas Yarn Co. picked out for pictures, which is next week and the week after. So, excited. Figured I'd put it on, make sure I don't need to like re-steam it out. Make sure it's all good. Yeah. My next finished object is, it was pretty much finished last time, but I had to, did I have this done last time? Maybe not. I don't remember. I don't think I did. But this is the Douglas Cardi by Andrea Mowry out of Ruby and Roses yarns. A lot of these, I think, so there's 5 different colors of Ruby and Roses yarn, and then the bottom is Mace of Skeins Ghost Stone Gaze. I think that's what it is. And so there's the cuffs. But these are DK leftovers from the swatches I did for Addie. I know, let me see if I can do them. I think this is Indigo, Glowing Indigo from her Flowers Gone Wild collection. I know that one's from, I think this one and this one are from the Taylor Swift, and then these 2 are from the Flowers Gone Wild as well. I can't remember names. I think this is the Red Meets Blue Meets Red, something like that. I am not good with keeping up with those names. When I receive the yarn, I actually don't get the ball bands to not waste stuff. And I actually don't know the names until she reveals them either. So it's always fun watching all the reveals. But I hadn't finished the pockets last time, which are now finished. There's one there. They're seamed on. Pockets in the back. So this is finished. I've actually worn it all last week to work. Let's put it on. I knit the size 2 for this one. There are some things that I would change if I could go back and re-knit it, which I am doing for my mother. You'll see it here in a second. Probably jump into that one after. So you cast on some stitches down here, you can see, to get that extra drop shoulder. I'm not going to do this on the next one because it puts it really down, so I knit my sleeves a lot longer than I should have. I would bring these in as well. You do have neck shaping, but I don't wear buttons, and so I wouldn't button it closed, so I wouldn't do that. I didn't add buttons. Pockets are fairly shallow. That might just be the way I did it. But I'm putting my mom's up a little bit higher, and I'm also knitting hers longer to make it go down. But what else was it? My mom wants a little baggier sleeves, so we're going with it. She's going a size up, and I'm also gonna add length in the armhole. And you're supposed to knit the collar, the attached collar, separately and seam it. I hate seaming. So I have picked it up, and it's the way that Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady does her her jelly roll, and a lot of people have copied that and done the jelly roll that way, but they use this as the right side. But I don't want it where it's the gray and the color there on the outside, and I think that looks just fine as well. So I knit it to pattern, except for instead of seaming, I attached it as I went. So those are, I mean, I like it. I'm gonna wear it. I may, end up, I've got a lot of cardigans and I'll want to knit a lot more cardigans, so I may end up like gifting it to a family friend or a family friend or somebody in the future, which is fine. It was all yarn that I purchased these, the gray, and they are the same, it's just different dye lots. It's hand-dyed yarn. Is a great way to use up all those DK leftovers that I have. I almost ran out of this one, but that's also the same one that I use for the back of the pockets. So I think that's it. I do recommend the pattern. Be careful how long you knit the sleeves. I mean, I've got that much. I knit them way too long. That's my own issue, but I like long sleeves too. Or I like to like hold them down like that anyways. So that's it. For finished objects. I finished this last week. Something like that. I'll go ahead and show you in my big bucket bag from String Crazy. Is my mom's Douglas Cardi. And I know I showed off the yarn in here last time because I already had it like organized. And since then I've taken one of those out. As I was knitting it, I didn't think it would go. So I don't know if I had the yarn in for the contrast stuff. But here are those yarns. So this is Debbie's from String Crazy bags, her bigger bag. And I fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skeins of DK in here. And it fits perfectly. They're not, like, I can spin it around as I do more, like switch stripes and things to pull it out. I love this bag. Same thing, it's got the little ring holder as the other bag did, and it's got a big pocket and a pen pocket. I love that pen pocket. And yeah, the little leather bags with that. So good, so good. But all of this is also Ruby and Rose's yarn. The contrast is Rider's Block. Just such a great neutral. I think I have that, yep. So here's all the specs on Addie's yarns. Yeah, that was right. It'll focus on it. Maybe. So Rider's Block. And the rest are other colorways from, I think one of these is from Taylor Swift. Maybe two. I just put all my DK in a box, so I'm not sure. I have stolen the needles from this, but I am finishing this purple stripe away from splitting for sleeves. And I started this on Monday, so it's only been a week. So Rider's Block, I think this is Wisteria. I don't know from here, but that's that. I think it's, me and my mom picked these colors out when she was here last, so we'll see. She ends up not liking it. I've got sisters and friends, and maybe I'll just keep it. Who knows? Just knitting with the yarn that I have, which is currently a lot of stripes. So this one is, so the one I'm wearing is a size 2. This one is a size 3, and you can see, can you see? Where am I at? Right here, that blue line is the afterthought pocket. And so it's 4 stripes up instead of 3 stripes up. The pattern says to put it here. Whoa, did I? 10, 20, 30. I think I put it 2 stripes higher. Whoopsie daisy. It may just be a long cardigan. Oh well, big pockets start up here. You live some, you learn some. Yeah, so there's a pocket on each side. You do have body increases as you're going, and then I will start the neck decreases. I don't know if you can really tell. Yeah, you can. You decrease along right here. So I am pretty much, where am I at? Somewhere like right in here on my mom's sweater. It's a very fast moving sweater, although this has been all that I've worked on this week. So it moves fast when you're a monogamous knitter like that. I'm gonna put all of this back in here real quick before I get everything. Let me see, do I have? Oh, Debbie's card is in there. No. Great project bag. And she will be at Arkansas Yarn Co. So they may be online on her. I know she has some in her shop, or Debbie does, which will be linked below. My next work in progress I showed off last time was the design that I'm working on. And I've kind of last week got to a point where I was stalled out. I don't know. There's lots of math to do and figuring things out right now at this point, but I will do it eventually. It's figuring out the sizes and all that kind of stuff that I want to kind of work on, and I've got some issues. This is the yarn that I'm using. This is the main color. This is the contrast color. Contrast color is just in the yoke, in the brioche. But what I had on the needles last time, I've completely ripped out. It was, the knitting you saw is gone, and this is new. I had to increase by 4 stitches to get the numbers to work out. But here we are. And I think I am done with the yoke. So here's the sweater. I've got a 1x1 ribbing that I plan on starting everybody out at the same, and then there is short rows, and not very much, maybe like 1/2 inch of short rows in the ribbing, because if it was in the brioche it would be a little more obvious. Anything like increases, decreases you do, or even like turning you do in brioche is very obvious, so I didn't want to do it there. But my idea of this is you've got the 4 points. Let's see if I can do this. You've got the 4 points. You've got a back, a front, and a sleeve, and a sleeve. So right now, because it's tried on tubing and a needle, I can do that and show you how it's gonna be, or how I'm planning on it. So here's that, where these I'm hoping fall right along the shoulders to go as a point down here, and then this is a point here in the front, and then you've got the point in the back, which is going to be the same as the front. There's different rates of increasing along here and here. There are a ton of stitches. I think it's almost 400 stitches on right now, and so like that's where I'm struggling with, for grading purposes, because I'm trying to be proactively thinking about that, because I want to be able to grade this size inclusively. And so if everybody's points are different, I need to figure out this measurement from your neck to your sleeve split is going to be the most important measurement, I think. I might even need to go farther with the brioche, but that would mean, like, it's just, I got a lot of math to think through. But the idea is it's going to be lots of short rows. They will attach. Yeah, I need to do some more. It will attach here, and I will do short rows to attach it there and keep going. So I either will be needing to decrease stitches if I go longer, but that's also a big point. Brioche grows, so I think it'll grow, and I don't know. What do you think? Tell me what you think. I also kind of want to start over and see if I can do different rates of increases to where, like, all this increasing rates are all over the place. But I like it. I think it's worked out. Don't know if it'll be finished by DFW Fiberfest. That was my original goal. I need to get like some locking stitch markers and see. I can, like, I don't know. This is the first time I've put this on and thought about it in a week. I haven't. Work's been a little stressful. A lot have been, not necessarily stressful, but yes. I don't know what I'm saying. What do you think? So it's similar, like, if you can see my point here, and I have got all these short rows where you can see they're turning. It's somewhat similar to that, where I've got the point, but I'm going to do a short row and pick up. So it's not necessarily short rows, but you do have knitting and purling until you get to this point, and can go all the way around, at least in the body, and then the same thing for the sleeves. So you do have, in a sense, short rows. Yeah, there's a lot of feelings around this, but it's getting somewhere. It's getting somewhere. I'm curious to know, do you like tighter fitting necklines, looser fitting necklines? Would you like to be able to choose between A or B type stuff? Because that's an easy change. You just cast on more stitches, and then you just don't have as close of a neckline, and your sweater starts a little bit farther back. But then, of course, that ends with your stitch count. This could be easily, if it weren't for the having set numbers and like figuring out where you want your sleeves split or your sleeves to join, this could be a like, here's the recipe, go do it. But we'll see. We will see. But I do think that having this type of a raglan it's a newer construction. I haven't seen a sweater like this. 'Cause most of the time, like, this one's a yoke sweater where it's increases all over, all evenly throughout. And then you've obviously got your raglans that go here. But this one, with it being brioche, you can probably hear my washing machine go off. I have broader shoulders where raglans work better for me. This one I feel like can work for both, where it's, or the broader and the raglan, or the rounded, that's what I'm looking for. So that affects the wear of it for anything. I don't know what I'm talking about. Designing is hard. Kudos to those who do it full time, or just do it in general. And push out patterns like crazy. I could not. Oh, maybe. With young kids and a full-time job, that's not getting done anytime soon. So, got my handy dandy notebook. Here's what I got so far. So I think I did 10 repeats of the increase. And then I got to here, but I don't know where else. That's my sleeve split. That is in my By the Bay bag co. I think it's a medium bag or a large bag, but it's in that one. My next and last whip going on is a sample. This is a sample for somebody new that I haven't sampled for before. This is for Little Fiber Co., who's Lauren. It is the Easy Vest by Minimi Knit Design. Christina T. Gerland, I think is what it is. That is the pattern there. I'm knitting the size 4, and it uses a lace weight and a DK weight. And so I literally got this in at probably like 10 o'clock today, but I need to have it finished have a fairly quick turnaround. So I think that one's attached. Let me pull out the yarn. I don't have labels. It came already caked up, which was fantastic. With the quick turnaround I need to do. But I knew of that quick turnaround before, and it's not at any fault of anybody. So the Merino DK is her 100% non-superwash. It's been sitting next to a fuzzy yarn too, so it's got fuzz all over it. It's 231 yards, and it is the color Plump. I absolutely love it. It looks like a tonal. It's fantastic. And then the Surrey lace is a 65, baby Surrey a 35, mulberry silk. It is 459 yards for 50 grams. And this is Pavlova. I am in love with this color. I'm going to have to get me some eventually. So she'll have these at Flock because this is a Flock sample. So I'm assuming it's safe to say she's gonna have these colorways at Flock. So this is a gorgeous variegated Surrey. So I have started. You start knitting the left front, and then you go to the right front, and then you kind of pick up from that for the back. And I have finished the left front short rows, and now I just have to go for a certain amount of inches. This is my swatch. I am a firm believer of knit it and measure the gauge and rip it out if it's not hitting gauge. So I would rather rip out half a sweater than gauge swatch. So that's my take on swatching. Most of the time I will swatch if it's a little bit longer timeline, or if I'm know I have enough yarn. I am not sure if I have enough of the, I think yardage wise we were a little close. Yes, the DK I'm might be short on yardage, so I didn't want to waste that with I didn't want to waste it. I didn't want to I don't know, take it as you will. So it's very high contrast pairing, and it looks fantastic. So I'm excited to get this going. This will be my sole project. If you know me, when I get samples, it's that's the only thing I work on. I may get a sock cast on for things like if we go to our deer camp where we're working and trying to get it built and it's super sandy and dirty and we're on the river. I'm not gonna take a sample that has Surrey where it's super warm and my hands get sticky and dirt. It's just, I'm not gonna take a sample out there, but I will take some socks. So that may be the only thing I work on. But as of right now, this is all you will see. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks, or 3 weeks again before I podcast. I'm hoping I can get it finished pretty quickly. I mean, this is only less than an hour of knitting. I got it. It was already caked up, thankfully, and literally started. So that's that. These short rows were different than any other short rows I've done before. What does she call them? So I've done German short rows, I've done wrap and turns. These are a yarn over short row. I don't know if the video tutorial in here is a public video, because a lot of patterns have tutorials, but you have to have the link from the pattern to be able to view it. They're the unlisted videos, and I'm not sharing that because I don't know if that's I didn't pay for the pattern. Lauren paid for the pattern, but she paid for me to be able to watch this video. So yeah, very interesting. If you ever are curious, I want to try it on another sweater. The short row turn is what it's called. In the Surrey, you definitely can't see it as much. Let me see if I can find one to point it out. So up in here, it'll be all up in here. The Surrey and the fuzziness of it, you can't really point them out as much, but it's even kind of hard for me to see here on the back. I'm very intrigued because Oh, did these have short rows? Can you tell the short rows in here? Yeah. Oh, down here in the bottom. These are German short rows. And you can kind of see these bigger stitches, like right here, where it's definitely a short row. It doesn't help with all the color changing that I did right here. But that's, I feel like those would be better than this. So if I, maybe on my sweater, we'll see. But that's that. I've got one thing that came in the mail this week. Debbie, who I've already showed you 2 of her bags, apparently y'all have been liking them as well. She said that a lot of people have come from my YouTube channel to purchase bags on her site. So thank you very much to all of you that have done that. And she wanted to send me a thank you and sent me a little bucket bag as well, another little one. Or I have the big one, she sent me a little one. So here is her card, and I will have, let me see if it'll do that. I will have more, or her link down below. But this is the bag that I would have purchased myself. I absolutely love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Debbie. And it came on a day where I needed a lift me up, pick me up, where I needed to pick me up. I had it shipped to my work office, and it came the next day, and it was perfect. So yeah, same thing. The D-ring holder for like your stitch markers, or if you had like clippies or a clippy on your scissors right there. Pen, sorry, there we go. A pen pocket and a little pocket as well. So I will be putting a project in this. I desperately tried to see if this project would fit, but it didn't. I'll probably put my next pair of socks in here. You will be seeing me with both of these bags at the yarn crawl next weekend, because I will probably take a couple of projects. Maybe I'll switch out this one, switch these projects, and then you'll see me with Debbie's bags. That's what I need to do. I will do that probably today or tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. See. So I think that's all. I think my son's awake and the monitor's on over there. Maybe my husband will go get him. We'll see. I'm just gonna wrap this up real quick. So this is like super cute hand stitching on that denim fabric. Yeah, I love it. Fantastic. And I love the darker leather, that color. So here's, let me show you the size differences. Ugh. I don't know the prices off the top of my head. I haven't been on her site in a while. I was planning on purchasing one in person. But I did buy this one at Macy's trunk show, or at Debbie and Macy's trunk show for the Arkansas Yarn Crawl birthday. But side by side, there is the comparison if you were curious. So you could, okay, I got cut off because I have too much crap on my phone. But I was comparing these 2 bags, and I wanted to show you how much you could fit in the small bag if you shove it in there like me. I've got 3 skeins of DK and 1 skein of Surrey in there, and it'd be great. They wouldn't like get knocked around. Their full skeins haven't been touched yet, so perfect little, you could do it. A smaller person could do a sweater. You could do a 2, 3, 4 skein shawl. You've got tons of options. Definitely a t-shirt for anybody. So perfect little bag. Again, Debbie at String Crazy Bags. So I will be at Arkansas Yarn Co. next weekend on the 19th. No, it's whatever Sunday is, or Saturday is. I will be there Saturday. I think it's the 20th. Not sure like times, but I will be there at some point for a while. Can't wait to go hang out with everybody. So I will see you then, or I will see you in 2 to 3 weeks here on YouTube. Hopefully I can get these together with my editing app and it doesn't cause me issues like it has the last few times. So I will see y'all soon. Thanks. Take care. Bye.